The journey begins in the Serene Shire, where Frodo Baggins inherits a mysterious ring from his uncle Bilbo, unaware that this small trinket holds the power to doom all of Middle-earth. As Frodo sets out on an epic adventure, he's hunted by dark forces, faces betrayal, and discovers that not even the purest hearts are immune to the ring's corrupting influence. Stick around until the end, where a moment of devastating betrayal leads to an unexpected and thrilling twist that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Welcome back to your daily dose of Movie Pill. Today, we're recapping a 2001 adventure epic fantasy trilogy titled The Lord of the Rings. Spoilers ahead, and let's dive right in. The story starts with the Fellowship of the Ring in the Shire, a beautiful and peaceful place where hobbits live. Hobbits are generally a calm folk who love food and avoid adventures, except for Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo, who once went on a great adventure with his wizard friend Gandalf the Grey in The Hobbit, is now celebrating his birthday. During his party, he plays a prank and disappears by using a magic ring he found on his adventure. However, there's something strange about the ring. It's incredibly difficult to give up. Despite this, Bilbo manages to leave it behind for his nephew, Frodo, as he retires. Gandalf becomes suspicious of the ring, so Frodo throws it into the fire, revealing a hidden inscription: "One ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them." Fun fact, the original writings were written in an Elvish language because the guy who made it was an elf. Long ago, many rings of power were created, but the Dark Lord Sauron secretly forged a master ring to control them all, and almost conquered the world. A human king got lucky and cut the ring from Sauron's finger, seemingly killing him. But because Sauron had poured his life force into the ring, he can't truly die until the ring is destroyed. Despite having a chance to destroy it, the king kept the ring, which corrupts its bearer. The ring was then lost for 1,000 years until a creature named Gollum found it, and later, Bilbo stumbled upon it in Gollum's cave during his adventure in The Hobbit, unaware of its true nature. Now, Sauron is awakened and is searching for the ring. Gandalf realizes he can't take the ring himself, as it would corrupt him too easily, so it must be Frodo, a pure-hearted hobbit, who carries it. Frodo is joined by his best friend and gardener, Samwise Gamgee, who overheard the plan. As Gandalf leaves to attend to important wizard business, Frodo and Sam set off on their adventure. They are soon joined by two more hobbits, Merry and Pippin, who bring a bit of humor to the group. However, their journey is dangerous as they were hunted by the mysterious Black Riders. I don't think this is even the top 3 of the most dangerous entities that will hunt the gang on this adventure. They arrive at the Prancing Pony expecting to meet Gandalf, but instead they encounter a mysterious ranger named Strider. That night, Frodo accidentally puts on the ring, making him invisible to everyone except Sauron, who now knows where he is. Strider grabs Frodo, but reveals himself as an ally and explains that the Black Riders are the Nazgul, 9 men who are corrupted by their own rings and now serve Sauron. Strider then helps the group evade the Nazgul and leads them on the next phase of their journey, which involves even more walking. The hobbits struggle with the long trek, but their situation becomes dire when Frodo is wounded by a Nazgul. Strider fights off the attackers, but Frodo is in bad shape. They are saved by Arwen, an elf who is also Strider's girlfriend. She takes Frodo and races ahead of the Nazgul, using her powers to summon a flood that washes them away. Frodo recovers in Rivendell, where Gandalf reveals that Saruman, another wizard, has turned evil and joined forces with Sauron. In Rivendell, Lord Elrond holds a council to decide what to do with the ring. Boromir, a man from Gondor, suggests using it against Sauron, but the ring is too evil and can only serve Sauron. It's revealed that Strider's real name is Aragorn, and he is the heir to the throne of Gondor. The ring must be destroyed in Mount Doom, where it was forged, but the journey to Mordor is perilous. Frodo volunteers to carry the ring, and Aragorn pledges his sword, Legolas his bow, Gimli his axe, and Boromir his sword as well. Sam, Merry, and Pippin also join the Fellowship. These 4 hobbits have joined the Fellowship, and as you can see, these young lads are the bravest heroes that Middle-earth can offer, and let me tell you, they don't disappoint. The Fellowship faces many dangers, including a journey through the mines of Moria, which have become a tomb filled with orcs. They encounter Gollum, who is following them, and Pippin accidentally alerts the orcs to their presence. A fierce battle ensues, and they are eventually confronted by a Balrog, a powerful demon. Gandalf battles the Balrog on a narrow bridge, and though he defeats it, he falls into the abyss. Nobody expected Gandalf to be this badass, but he saved the whole gang from an impending doom. I must say that if I was thrown to fight a literal demon from hell, I would be quitting my wizard job on the spot. The Fellowship continues to the elven woods of Lothlorien, where Lady Galadriel gives Frodo a magical vial and the group some boats to help them on their journey. However, Boromir's desire for the ring grows, and he tries to take it from Frodo. Frodo escapes, and Aragorn reassures him of his protection. protection. Realizing that the Fellowship is falling apart, Frodo decides to continue to Mordor alone, but Sam insists on joining him. Together, they set off on the next stage of their epic adventure. This movie has such a good cliffhanger end, and it literally makes you watch the second one as this first one made the best impression, and you just know some crazy stuff is about to happen in the second one. The next part of the story is the Two Towers, named after Saruman's tower in Isengard and Sauron's tower in Mordor. Frodo and Sam continue their journey, but soon realize they're lost. Fortunately, they find someone who knows the way, Gollum, who is obsessed with the ring, calling it his precious. Gollum, determined to get the ring back from the hobbits, tries to sneak up on them, but they catch him. He promises to be helpful, so they make him their guide to Mordor. However, when they reach the Black Gate, they realize Boromir was right. One does not simply walk into Mordor. Gollum then reveals a secret entrance. Gollum wasn't always this twisted. He used to be a normal person named Smeagol. He has a split personality, with the kind Smeagol battling the evil Gollum. For a while, Smeagol wins out, enjoying time with the hobbits and even learning about potatoes. Smeagol is such an important character for the plot, and he is the picture of what the ring can do to you. Meanwhile, Aragorn and the remaining Fellowship members are determined to save Merry and Pippin, so they're not just walking, they're running. The orcs who captured Merry and Pippin stop for dinner, but when one of them is killed, the others exclaim, "Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!" The hobbits try to escape, but a group of horsemen, the Riders of Rohan, arrive. Bad news, they've been banished because their king is possessed by Sauron. Good news, they kill all the orcs. More bad news, they think they might have killed the hobbits too. However, Aragorn, being a master tracker, realizes the hobbits survive and made it to Fangorn Forest. There, they are ambushed by the White Wizard, not Sauron, but Gandalf. Gandalf fought the Balrog and ultimately defeated it, though he died in the process. However, as he's not fully human, he was immediately reincarnated as Gandalf the White. The wizard has returned in the most dire of situations. I really love how Tolkien made Gandalf change his whole persona when he became Gandalf the White. It really shows the change he went through. Merry and Pippin, meanwhile, befriend Treebeard the Ent, and they call an Entmoot, a meeting of the Ents, to decide whether to join the war. However, the Ents take their time, as they speak very slowly. Aragorn, Gandalf, and the others head to Rohan, where the possessed king is under Saruman's control. Gandalf attempts to break the spell, but the king's advisor mocks him, saying, "You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey." Gandalf then reveals he's now Gandalf the White, and expels Saruman's influence, freeing the king, who then joins the fight. Sauron must have done something really bad to make the whole Middle-earth hate him. The group heads to Helm's Deep, but Gandalf leaves for other wizardly duties, promising to return at dawn on the 5th day. At this time, King Theoden's niece, Éowyn, a skilled shield maiden, meets Aragorn. She tries to impress him by cooking, but she's far better at fighting. However, Aragorn is already in love with Arwen, his elf girlfriend. Arwen is willing to give up her immortality to be with him, though she isn't in this part of the story, just hanging out in Rivendell and meeting Aragorn in his dream. As they travel, the group is attacked by warg riders. Aragorn gets knocked off a cliff, but survives, landing in water and being rescued by his loyal horse. He eventually arrives at Helm's Deep with one of the most iconic door-opening scenes ever filmed. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam are captured by men, led by Faramir, Boromir's brother. Faramir plans to take the ring to Gondor, but is ambushed by the Nazgul, who now ride dragon-like creatures. In the end, Faramir resists the ring's influence and lets Frodo and Sam go. Faramir is stronger than his brother. You can see that he even has a pure heart, but I won't stand for Boromir slander. He is the GOAT for sure. Saruman, however, has been busy building an even bigger army, leading to the epic Battle of Helm's Deep. Gimli and Legolas have a friendly competition to see who can kill the most orcs. Legolas, using his elf agility, slides down a staircase on a shield, taking out orcs as he goes. But Saruman has invented gunpowder, and a torch-bearing orc blows up the wall of the fortress. Just as things look grim, Gandalf arrives at dawn with reinforcements, the Riders of Rohan, and they charge, turning the tides of battle. Meanwhile, the Ents finally decide to join the fight after seeing Sauron's destruction of their trees. They attack Isengard, flooding it and taking down one of the two towers. However, Sauron, the Dark Lord in Mordor, remains an even greater threat. Well, it looks like one of the towers fell. So, maybe this movie should have been called The Two Towers and one of the towers to rule them all. In Return of the King, Sauron makes his move, launching the full force of his armies against Gondor's capital, Minas Tirith. Gandalf receives a cold welcome from Denethor, Boromir's father and the steward of Gondor, who refuses to accept the threat of Sauron. Denethor, who is a terrible father, wishes that Faramir had died instead of Boromir. In a desperate bid to gain his father's approval, Faramir leads a suicide mission to retake the city overrun by orcs. Meanwhile, as Denethor coldly eats lunch while Pippin sings a haunting song, he metaphorically condemns his men to death. I really hated this guy when I was watching the movie. Gandalf, frustrated with Denethor's denial, has Pippin light the signal fire, sparking the epic beacon lighting sequence. Back in Rohan, Aragorn enters dramatically to deliver the news that Gondor is calling for aid, and King Theoden rallies the Rohirrim. Though they only muster 6,000 men, half of what they need. Luckily, Elrond shows up, not with an elf army, but with a lead on where Aragorn can find one, a ghost army in the mountains, bound by an ancient oath to the King of Gondor. Elrond also brings Aragorn the newly reforged sword that was used to cut the ring from Sauron's hand. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli go to recruit the ghost army. After some initial resistance, Aragorn asserts his claim as Isildur's heir and convinces them to fight. The ghosts prank them by causing an avalanche of skulls, but ultimately agree to join the battle. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam continue their arduous journey, finally reaching Gollum's secret stairs. As they climb, Frodo, worn down by the ring, becomes suspicious of Sam and sends him away, believing Sam wants the ring for himself. Gollum then leads Frodo into a dark tunnel, where he abandons him to be attacked by Shelob, the giant spider. Frodo is stung and appears to be dead, but Sam, who had followed, arrives just in time to save him. Back at Minas Tirith, the armies of Mordor lay siege to the city. Denethor, now completely unhinged, orders a funeral pyre for himself and the still-living Faramir. Pippin intervenes to save Faramir, and Denethor, engulfed in flames, throws himself off a cliff. The siege intensifies with the arrival of a massive battering ram named Grond. Despite their efforts, the city's defenses falter. Just in time, the riders of Rohan arrive, led by Theoden, who gives an inspiring battle speech. The battle is epic, but Sauron has a surprise. Giant war elephants named Oliphants. Theoden is struck down by the Witch King of Angmar, the leader of the Nazgul, but Éowyn, with the help of Merry, kills him, declaring, "I am no man." Aragorn and his friends arrive with the Ghost Army, which quickly turns the tide of the battle. Legolas, in a spectacular move, takes down an Oliphant, single-handedly, but Gimli jokingly insists it only counts as one kill. After fulfilling their oath, the Ghost Army is released. Despite this victory, the war is not over. Aragorn devises a bold plan to draw Sauron's armies away from Frodo and Sam by marching on the Black Gate. He delivers an epic speech, rallying the troops for one final stand. I really like this part of the movie, as it shows that they are all fighting for their lives, one way or another. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam, exhausted and weighed down by the ring, reach Mount Doom. Sam, ever the loyal friend, carries Frodo up the final stretch. At the last moment, Frodo succumbs to the ring's power and claims it for himself, but Gollum reappears, bites off Frodo's finger, and finally reclaims his precious. In their struggle, Gollum falls into the lava, destroying the ring and accidentally saving Middle-earth. With the ring gone, Sauron's power collapses and his tower crumbles. Gandalf arrives with the Eagles to rescue Frodo and Sam, and the day is saved. Aragorn is crowned king and marries Arwen. In a touching moment, Aragorn tells the hobbits, "You bow to no one," as the entire kingdom kneels before them. As the story winds down, the hobbits return to the Shire. Sam gets married and has children, while Frodo finishes writing their story. However, Frodo, too scarred by his experiences, leaves Middle-earth with the elves, sailing to the Undying Lands. The trilogy concludes with Sam returning home to his family, marking the end of their epic journey. The Lord of the Rings is an epic tale of courage, friendship, and the struggle between good and evil, reminding us that even the smallest person can change the course of the future. As the credits roll, you'll realize the true hero was Sam all along. Frodo was just the guy with the ring, who walked a lot. I rate all these movies a 9 out of 10. What do you think? Looks like this movie pill is starting to wear off. But don't worry, there's always more where that came from. Tap here to keep the effects going with this next movie, because who can stop at just one? And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe, because your next movie dose is just a click away.